Hello and welcome to The Shape of Now with me, Basil Valentine, the new YouTube channel where we look at why the world is as it is, what forces have shaped our society, what inventions and innovations have brought us to this point, how has the world changed in living memory, and crucially, how might it change again in the years to come. So we'll be tracing the ideas, the innovations, and the decisions, both quiet and trumpeted, that have brought us here, and ask the questions that rarely get enough airtime. How did we arrive at this moment in history? Why is the world organized the way it is? Why do we believe the things we do? And what kind of future are we shaping right now, often without even realizing it? So we'll look at all the key turning points, political, cultural, and technological, that have shaped the modern age, from the space race to the digital revolution, and from post war optimism to possibly the brink of World War III. We cover culture, politics, philosophy, science, and history, and all with the goal of understanding and making sense of the shape of now. We won't shy away either from the biggest questions of all, the timeless ones. Why are we here? Why were we born in this era? Where do we all come from? And of course, are we alone in the universe? So if this sounds like your cup of tea, then do please like and subscribe. We'll be posting regularly on everything from food to fashion, from mysteries to money, and from pop culture to politics. The 20th century was undoubtedly an extraordinary era of innovation and imagination. Television, air travel, and the motor car are just some of the inventions that transformed daily life, and together with advances in medicine, gave humanity a new sense of possibility. Progress seemed unstoppable, and as President John F. Kennedy famously said, change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. While not exclusively about technology, this quote from John Kennedy underscores his belief in progress, in innovation, and how we all need to adapt to the rapidly changing technological environment of the modern world. And yet, here we are, well into the third decade of the 21st century, with technology still advancing as rapidly as ever, yet society remaining uncertain and fragmented. Artificial intelligence is leading the charge into the future, and automation offers the possibility of liberating millions of people from a workplace of repetitive drudgery. And yet, housing remains unaffordable for many. Ecosystems are in danger, and trust in many countries in politics and politicians is at an all-time low. So, what happened to that promise of endless progress? Did we take a wrong turn somewhere? Or is this just what progress looks like? Messy, often unpredictable, and all too typically human. Hence, we need to explore the social trends as well as the political and economic choices of the last 75 years, the decisions that collectively shaped our workplace, our communities, and even our sense of self. We'll look at what's worked out well and what hasn't, and aim to learn before repeating the same mistakes, because although history doesn't repeat itself, it certainly does rhyme. It's astonishing how quickly the 20th century is now disappearing in the rearview mirror. Many people alive today have no memory whatsoever of a world before the internet, before smartphones or social media. Yet there was a time, not very long ago, when millions of people watched the same television program at the same time every night and then talked about it at work the following morning. That shared experience brought a nation together in a way that it's hard to imagine today. Now we all live in our own individual digital bubbles, thousands of channels, endless scrolling, a multiplicity of choice, but somehow less connection and undoubtedly less social cohesion. That too is the shape of now. If you've made it this far, you're clearly one of my kind of people. Curious, thoughtful, not afraid to zoom out and see the bigger picture. Even something as everyday as food tells the story of how we've changed. It's hard to believe now, but when I was a boy, queuing at the grocer's meant individual items were handed to you by a member of staff from behind the counter. Then, of course, we had the supermarket revolution, help yourself, self service, an abundance of choice. But at the same time, did we lose something? The connection with the shopkeeper, the friendly banter, and inquiry as to well being of members of each other's families. And then there's what we eat. The United States has gone from beef brisket and cabbage to tacos and avocado toast, while in Britain, the once exotic dish of chicken tikka masala has supplanted fish and chips as the nation's favourite supper. These small everyday revolutions reveal so much about how things have changed and highlight the shape of now. But this channel isn't about nostalgia or looking over our shoulders. It's about understanding and joining the dots between past and present so that we can get a clearer picture of where we are now and what's coming next. Because if there's one thing history teaches us, it's that change is constant, but that progress is far from automatic or inevitable. We either make it ourselves or we lose it. Progress has to be a conscious choice. It's not a mechanical inevitability. So we'll be looking at where the world's headed, from AI to deep ecology, from time shifts to economic upheavals, and asking not just what's happening, but why is it happening? Of course, behind every story of technology or policy, there are human beings, the dreamers, engineers, workers, visionaries, families, and artists that make up the human family. The story of progress isn't written in data or devices, it's written in the lives of ordinary people who both help to generate progress and also make sense of the extraordinary rate of change. And that's really what the shape of now is about. It's not a history lesson, it's a conversation about who we are and what we're becoming. We'll bring curiosity, humour, and hopefully a dash or two of wit and wisdom to the task. Sometimes we'll laugh, and we hope you do too. And no doubt sometimes we'll shake our heads in disbelief, because honestly, you can't make a lot of this stuff up. But if we can understand the shape of now, if we can see its contours clearly, then perhaps we can help what comes next and make a better world for all of us. Understanding the past isn't nostalgia, it's the first step towards creating a future worth living. So do join me here regularly as we follow the money, trace the stories, and keep our wits about us. This is the channel where curiosity meets conscience, where history and humanity overlap. Our scope is global, and many of these narratives affect people wherever you are on our beautiful planet. But our focus is on the English-speaking world, from New York to New Delhi, from London to Lahore, and from Wellington to the West Indies. We aim to be cogent and coherent, and we'll let the facts speak for themselves. And of course, more than anything, we welcome your comments and feedback. So please don't hesitate to join the conversation. If you've enjoyed this brief introduction, then do please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, thank you, take care, and I'll see you all again very soon.